Good Tuesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and SUVs and motorcycles. Hey, here's an Ice Age TV sticker. If you reach out to me, Ice Age TV comments at gmail.com, and I'll send you a sticker. Just reach out, share your story, share your pictures of your vehicles, or whatever it may be. Wow, it is like a sauna. Oh my gosh. Good Tuesday morning. Man almighty. It's like a sauna. It is so bad. I don't know if this is from that tropical storm down south that's pushing all the hot, humid, nasty air, but it's just terrible. Oh my goodness, it's Tuesday, another day of me yabba dabba doing, share my ideas, my views, the thoughts, the participation of the subscribers of the channel. And what do we do? What do we talk about? What's so cool is yesterday, what's the odds of me being over in Columbia, Maryland yesterday, out working, and I see another Bison guy? I mean, what are the odds? Because I have not seen one other Bison 2500 series truck yet on the road. I've not seen one. And so yesterday, what's the odds of me going down the road, being at a light, and a gentleman is in a silver gray colored one and comes through the intersection, waves at me, and then I catch up with him going down the road, and then we're kind of both at the same speed going up the road, and I roll down my window and wave at him, and we give the thumbs up, and he's got an American flag, which is pretty cool, right above the 2500 HD, and it's just a beautiful truck, really good looking color truck. And for the record, I would have bought that if the white one wasn't available. So what's the odds of him reaching out at my channel? His name's Darren. I believe if I read his comment correctly, he's from Illinois. I guess he's visiting this area due to work responsibilities. And so he reached out to my channel. He's like, hey, that was me. So, hey, good meeting you, Darren. Small world. But, I mean, just incredible on how, what's the odds of that time of the day, that we both meet each other. Now he's a subscriber to my channel. He's watching some videos, and he's laughing because he wants this hood wrap like I did. Now, front top of my hood, if you watch my channel, you see I put that nice hood wrap right over the middle of the hood, and he wants to do the exact same thing. And so he really got a kick out of seeing that in my truck, and now he's going to go to LA Tint, and he's going to have that done. I don't know what else he's going to have done. Maybe the window tinted, I don't know. But really nice gentleman that I met driving down the road. So, wow. To me, that was really cool getting back in yesterday and looking on my channel and seeing him reach out to me on my channel. So, wow. Just once again, and he even watched my morning video, and he could relate with the challenges of separation, of having to be separated from your family. You have to work away from home to take care of your job responsibilities. Here we are, as always, in the shop, all the collection of the cars and the vehicles, and I always try to take one word of the day and turn that into the talk of the cars and the state of times. And yesterday, I thought we had the separation, and thank you, Biker Bug, for telling me to spell separation correctly. I had an E in that after the P, which should have been an A. And so thank you for making me look smart and not so stupid, right? And so, nope, keep going right there. So the support I get from my viewers and subscribers is really phenomenal. It's awesome. To Roger Fisher and to Don, who shared me his GoPro video time on his Honda CRF Rally. And also I got everybody's money in an envelope to go to their home for Matthew and Roger and Brian, and Don, sorry. I'm thinking your last name, Don. So anyways, yeah, I get my words kind of sometimes mixed up. I'm still drinking coffee. So how do we take the separation conversation from Monday and take the theme to another word? So I thought to myself last night, how about the word label? I thought, wow, that is a powerful word. Label, because as you know, there's the manufacturers out there that have a label on what they represent. And you know the Chevy bow tie, it's the Chevy label. For the Harley Davidson brand, they have that unique label I mean, you can go through the list of the manufacturers, Ford's, Oval, the color, and it's labeled, and it's also copyright protected, maybe patent protected, I think more copyright. But if you look, this here is a Ford. It's got a big old label up there, Ford. Come up here, Chevy. I think Chevy has the best label. I just think the bow tie is so cool. Probably, I'm sure some others think, With Dodge, what is Dodge's label, if you know what I mean? I'm not really even, I don't know. Dodge is, I don't know. I'm not so clear on that one. Like Harley Davidson, see, this is the typical kind of look that Harley Davidson gives. The sticker's coming off. I didn't even notice that. So when you go place like the Ram, see the big Ram letters, it's all a label. It tells you who you have and what you're, like the Dark Horse. That's a label for recognizing this vehicle being the specialty Mustang product. One gentleman on my channel, I can't remember who it was, but he mentioned about this Dark Horse. It's just a motor from the GT Mustang to this is just a different motor, but meaning it's a stronger motor internally, but also it's suspension. Just so you know, maybe out there watching my channel, this one person, I can't remember his username, and if you're listening to me, there's more to it in the Dark Horse than just the motor. There's Shelby components in this vehicle, and the suspension, and it has the Tremec manual transmission. You can't get that in a regular GT Mustang. So anybody out there that thinks that this Dark Horse is just a label of the Dark Horse and it's just a GT Mustang in disguise, it's like, no, you're so wrong. There's much more to this car having performance components in it that, just like the Mach 1, if you can go through the list of the specialty Mustangs that are built, and there is a separation because of the of components in the suspension, the transmission, in this case, the motor. So there's more to it than that, just so you know out there that watch my channel. And so now, once again, the label, so Honda, what's Honda's label? But that's the thing about us as individuals, we become label branded. We become label addicted, like the Z28 label. This is a Camaro. How do you know it's a Z28? I mean, without the label on it, even though I get a kick out of years ago when I was in the Hellcat forum community, people would put a Hellcat logo or label on their car that was a Scat Pack to fake people out. There's a running joke that people would think they bought a Hellcat because some used car lot put a freaking Hellcat sticker or label on the car. Who doesn't know those games? Who doesn't know the game that people remove the label of the Hellcat on the car, so you think it's just a Scat Pack, and you're going down the road, and then you get next to the guy, and all of a sudden you realize that's a supercharged Hellcat in disguise because you want it to be the sleeper car. Who hasn't seen people remove all the badging from their cars, and even yourself, you're looking at the car like, what the hell is that thing? Look at Tesla. Tesla is like that T, that label for Tesla. That's a very unique label. I give it credit for the design of that. It's a pretty cool looking label. But once again, you buy a labeled brand, but then you become labeled because it's the biggest man thing. You can say women as well, but for a guy, oh, you're a Chevy guy. You're labeled if you're driving a Chevy. Oh, you're a Ford guy. You're labeled if you're driving a Ford or you're driving a Ram or a Dodge. And then it gets sometimes very offensive, defensive, because of you're kind of branded that you're that type of personality. BMW. I truly believe that I had a few guys that used to go to the BMW, used to go to the car show on Sundays, that I pissed them off because I made fun of them being BMW owners, and I apologized to them because I could tell it hurt their feelings. But I said, what is it about the BMW owner that seems to think that they're the most special, perfect, baddest ass driver once they buy a BMW? What school do they send you to? And there's running jokes of comic strips and other things where they show all the BMW people in a class being taught that they're the baddest ass driver in the world because they bought a BMW. Excuse me. That's a bad cough, I know that. Wow. So I need water as usual. As usual, I don't have any water out here even waiting for me, and I should do that before I start my video. So that was very, they took that, I think they really took that pretty hard And I even want to bet they probably unsubscribed to my channel because they felt like I was making fun of them because of BMW. But I don't know about you. I mean, I've had so many years to drive around cars, and it just seems like the BMW personality is that much more aggressive personality in a car. And the BMWs do have some really badass cars, and I've raced a lot of BMWs. But then you can go to the Tesla. You can look at the Tesla people. Once again, since you own a Tesla, you become branded. You're labeled. You're labeled now that you're the green agenda guy. But even at that, I think more about you're the upper echelon. I truly believe the original people buying Teslas wasn't all about the green agenda. It was more about you're buying the latest, greatest technology, expensive vehicle, Highline. Most people can't afford it. It's like buying a Highline Mercedes-Benz. I mean, why? What is the label of those products that resonate back to others is money. When you were buying a BMW, Mercedes-Benz, that's a Lexus. Usually that resonates that you've got money. You buy a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Maserati, a Porsche. It all is to label that brand that then labels you as being a very successful or wealthy person. And here's a sad story. So the Cybertruck apparently has a major recall on the accelerator pedal. You don't call it the gas pedal, you call it the accelerator pedal. And that pedal apparently has been getting stuck at wide open throttle. I think it's funny how they say wide open throttle. It's more or less full blown, it's really full blown all power to the batteries being released. And so apparently yesterday in Texas, I don't know if it was Houston or where it was, somebody killed themselves yesterday in a Cybertruck that apparently went off the road and into a concrete barrier and exploded and caught on fire. And they can't even recognize the person, the vehicle VIN. They don't even know whose car it is. And so right now, they don't know what happened. But witnesses say that the vehicle just went full blown down the road and then went off the road and then slammed right into a concrete barrier. And then instantly it blew up and caught on fire. Wow, that's sad. I mean, that's freaky to hear about. What do you do in a Tesla? In a car, as well as I do. If this car had a wide open throttle, you just put it in neutral and you stop the car from moving at a rapid speed. Now, in a Tesla truck, they have wide open throttle. I mean, I guess you just put the vehicle in neutral as well, right? I don't know. But do you have that instant, fast thought process for you to do that? I mean, that's really sad that the Cybertruck is true. They have a major recall on people making claims that the vehicle just starts taking off and they can't stop it. Wow, that's not comforting, is it? So back to the label. So once again, the label of somebody so many years ago, I feel like in Tesla, wasn't always really total green agenda. It was more status. Gotta get some water here, everybody. I've been in the pool. I was in the pool yesterday for 4 hours. I just love that pool. Kid even came in last night. That pool is just really toasty warm. So people are asking me, will these rear saddlebag bars, I don't even know if my saddlebag bar install ever populated. I don't get it. YouTube just sometimes about drives me nuts because I posted a video on Sunday of a how-to video on how to put this bar on, and it's a bit of a project, and it never populated. So I tried it again yesterday, and I don't even know if it populated. But the point is, I think Biker Bug, reached out, and they're saying, does the previous generation fit this generation? And I would think it would. It's the same frame. I don't think they changed the frame on the motorcycle. I don't know why they would have. So if you're looking here at the frame, kind of here to over there, so I would think that these bars would also fit the previous generation Harley, the 2023, 2022, 2017, 18, whatever, how many years. So, because I really like that look. But you know what I found out though? When you're putting your foot over, kicking your leg over or coming off of it, when you hit that thing with your shin, you feel that. I mean, I'm like, oh, that hurt. So, got to get some water. So the next project is for me to put these saddlebag bar style on my daughter's bike, which that's why it's on the lift. That's my next project when I get motivated to do it, because it's always a freaking project. And then moving the bikes around, it's just like me owning a motorcycle dealership. If you've ever moved motorcycles around, you get that. You have to know how to finesse that. Now here's the Honda Goldwing. So there's a label, the Goldwing. Think about Honda so many years ago, labeled the Goldwing of being the highest elite motorcycle of the Honda brand for the touring motorcycle. And I wonder how everybody's doing out there in Sturgis, the big Sturgis craziness. Yeah, one day to ever get out there. There's so many places that's like older in life. It's like, I got to go do it. I got to go, experience the things that happen and go on, the events that go on every year, and I miss out on them. And so hopefully one day I can do that. And so once again, label. So you as an individual, you become labeled, like just a Harley Davidson. What's the perception of a Harley Davidson owner? It's me. It's a guy with a raggedy ass looking beard, older guy, beer gut, and a fat ass guy that rides down the road in his Harley with an attitude. I mean, that's the look that you think of when you think of a person that's a Harley Davidson individual. Typically, it's an older, big ass guy that's a beer guzzling, gun toting, patriot, runs his mouth, whatever. Mister thinks he's badass, whatever it may be. For the girl, it's typically a tattooed girl, kind of has that, the biker girl look. You're labeled in so many ways when you own a Harley Davidson motorcycle. But then you go to like the Honda, and then you don't really see that type of personality that the Harley personality is. You see more of the Honda brand. It attracts the younger generation, the more sophisticated looking type of individual. Not saying that there aren't Honda guys out there, but I'm just saying the label of the brand labels you. Triumph. What does Triumph label you as? I think it's pretty universal in Triumph. Triumph's been around so long, but I think it's more just the successful guy, the younger generation. It isn't the beer gut, bearded looking guy riding the Triumph, or is it? I mean, I guess the Speedster, I guess some people out there would argue about that, especially the English, if you know what I mean. And then when you come over to the crotch rockets, you would never ever, if I was riding down the road and you were following me and I have all my gear on, I can guarantee you'd never ever think that a guy 61 years old was riding this motorcycle. You would probably be stunned when I took off my helmet to see me. They'd be like, no way. I was totally expecting to see a 25, 30-year-old, 35-year-old guy on that motorcycle, 40, whatever it may be. Same goes for my daughter. Went for her hair, pigtails, right? Pigtails hanging out the back of her helmet. Somebody going down the road following my daughter on this motorcycle. If she didn't have her hair coming out, a lot of people would be like, they would probably be like, wow, that's a girl riding that motorcycle, even though the girls are like the hottest part of the motorcycle market ever. The women wanting to ride motorcycles has grown by leaps and bounds over the last few years. I don't know if people know that, just like gun ownership as well. And so, once again, you buy a brand, the Corvette. Look at the Corvette. I mean, come on. I mean, what? It's like the Harley. The guy that owns a Corvette, and not the C8. I think the C8 generation kind of maybe changed that somewhat. But typically, usually the Corvette has always been the guy that's wanting to be 18 years old again, midlife crisis. He's in his 50s, or he may be in his 60s, and the car looks better than he does. Yeah, don't get too personal to myself, right? So and so how many young girls out there see this badass looking Corvette, only to be disappointed that it's just this ugly ass old guy driving it? Who hasn't heard that? Hasn't seen that? Because most young people can't afford those, even though in today's world of the IT people and code people and all these fresh college graduates, they get into these jobs that make six-figure income. So, but at the same time, a lot of insurance companies don't like them, and you're labeled. That's a whole other ballgame. If you buy a certain brand car like a Subaru WRX, it's one of the more ticketed, more trouble cars. So if you're a young person who wants to buy a Subaru WRX, and you call your insurance company, the odds are you're going to be like, how much a month? How much? Because the car is labeled to a younger generation that can't behave correctly, and they want to drive like crazies down the road in that young boyhood transition to manhood, that their emotions overtake them and they do stupid things. Wow, that even happens to me at my age. Who doesn't know that story? Wow, I got some debris on top of the race truck there, and I was supposed to take the Ford Lightning truck back to Silver Spring Coons Ford for a recall on this thing, but I don't have time. That's so far away. That is so much work. The plumb crazy. Look at my Charger back here. You know as well as I do. You know what personality buys a plumb crazy car? You know you can fall in that category. That, oh yeah, hey, there's the guy that drives the purple car. Oh yeah, I wonder what his flair is. I mean, you're once again, you're labeled. I'll never forget when I was really heavy in the Dodge forum with the Hellcats, and I went out and bought an electric truck, and I bought the electric Mach-E, on how I was labeled on the forum of being a total green guy, an idiot. I'd lost my mind. Oh yeah, it was bad. I mean, there were many community forum members in the Hellcat forum that started attacking me because they thought that I'd gone to the flurry side and that I turned into this radical green agenda guy, when I was more about learning about the reality of what these vehicles are. And if you really watch my channel, I have spent so many hours and days of videoing content about electric vehicles in the Ford truck, the Ford Mach-E, and talking about the batteries and talking about the reality. I have a tow video of like June of 2022 when I towed that silver motorcycle trailer over there with my first F-150 Lightning truck, and my daughter followed me. And my daughter actually followed me down in my previous generation Super Snake Ford F-150 race truck that I had. If you remember that truck that I had, it was supercharged, and she followed me in that all the way down there to Tennessee. And the Lightning truck, without even pulling a trailer, I ran into a major problem because the charging stations wouldn't work. And I went to Bristol, Tennessee, or it was actually, I think, the Bristol, Virginia side before Tennessee, right there at the cutoff. And I was down to my last, just miles before running out of energy. And I go to the location where a Walmart is, or Sam's, where they have a supercharger station, and they're paving the parking lot, and I can't get there. And at the last second, I end up going to the local Ford dealer, because I remember the Ford dealer had a charging station, and I pull up there, and I plug my truck in that literally would not make it to my mother-in-law's house down there in Johnson City, Tennessee. And I have a whole video of that. So I have so many videos of content, of information, and to me, it just blows me away. It's just, my wife watches this one guy that's into dogs. I have 26 or 2,700 videos. Yeah, I talk a lot. And this guy has 1 million subscribers. And the guy is obviously doing very well. He has 450 videos. I mean, there's no doubt. It isn't all about quantity. It's all about quality. And the only reason I'm bringing that up is because on my channel, I have infinite tons of information where if you search through my library, and I get it, one of the subscribers said, you have to get playlists. The problem in your channel is you just can't find your content because you need to have playlists. Well, I played around with trying to create playlists, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. Just so you know, anybody out there that knows how to do it, you can personally email me. But I went in there trying to create playlists on my channel, and it's just I'm not having very much success. The only playlist I have is an F-150 Tremor truck that I can paste things to that to follow that. So I don't know. Am I the most informative, most dynamic techie guy that comes on the YouTube side of getting creative and how you can even make the channel better? Yeah. Do I need help on that? Of course. The big successful YouTuber guys, they're not by themselves. They've got creators and helpers behind the scenes, but they're making enough money to help pay other people to help them do things. I mean, that's huge. And I mean, that's just a known fact. If you become successful on your YouTube channel, you'd be very smart to hire others and help others be rewarded through your channel for through them helping you grow your channel, make it bigger and better. I mean, some of those YouTube videos are like going to the movie. I mean, it's huge. Drones. I mean, keep in mind, I'm holding a phone with a camera built into it, walking around. Other YouTubers, they may have somebody following them with a real camera, videoing all their content and all they talk about, and it's a much more lifelike type of thing of going and watching TV, where you see, you feel like you're watching a TV show or a movie. Mine, that's much more challenging to do that. So back to label, for us car enthusiasts, motorhead enthusiasts, we're labeled because of the Ice Age. And I talk about it all the time, that, we live in the day of age that these green agenda activists are trying to change us over to the EV age. Have the personalized tag, EV age, and then I have the personalized tag of Ice Age. And the challenge for us is, as time progresses, should the green agenda really get any traction, us Ice Age people, we're a major nuisance. We're labeled as being stupid. Yes, it's very true. I know others know that same feeling is, if you don't believe in what's going to happen to mankind and Earth by driving these Ice Age, you're just stupid. You're not listening to the facts. Yeah, who doesn't know these stories? And I guarantee you the majority of people on my channel will be like, yeah, they're full of crap. They don't know what they're talking about. But they're going to try to make you think they have all the answers. But no, it's turned the opposite direction, and you're labeled that you're the problem. And once again, if the green agenda gets really any traction, as time progresses, you're going to be frowned upon because you still love the Ice Age. I've talked about it numerous times. You'll be in these, you'll be down like in the villages of Florida, in these really, very dominant HOA and very sophisticated high retirement home, successful people. And there's a kid coming back in the Ford F-450, which she just loves. She got up early, went to the gym this morning. So, in the F-450, she just loves that truck. So the whole point is, you'll be frowned upon in the community if you're still driving an Ice Age vehicle. You'll be probably frowned upon if you're riding a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Have you ever heard these stories? I mean, it's true. Because, once again, you become labeled with something that you love and like. Who doesn't pick their most, likable football team, baseball team, golfer, tennis player, motorcyclist, car driver? I mean, come on. I mean, it's the same thing. Were you a Jeff Gordon fan? Were you a Dale Earnhardt fan? You become to love the label of the brand they drive, and then you fight for them to win, and then you'll be dissing on, the other guy, and the list goes on and on and on. Look at Tony Stewart, who's rebranded himself and relabeled himself from being a NASCAR driver to being now a top fuel dragster driver, which is very impressive for a person of his age to take that on, and for the success that he's gaining from doing that. Now, it'll be interesting to see when Leah Pruitt has the baby, when she comes back, and does Tony continue to race, or does he hand the steering wheel back over to Leah? I don't know. I really don't know about that at this time. Leah may take a 2-year, she may be out for 2 years, which that's a long time to be for racing. So it'll be interesting to see how Tony Stewart, with his labeled brand, his Stewart Racing. But I think Tony's getting out of the NASCAR side. I swear that the Haas, Stewart, at the end of the season, I think they're done. He's no longer going to support the NASCAR circuit, I think. I could be wrong about that. But now you go to reality of life, and for you and I, if you have a political party favorite, you're labeled. It doesn't matter whether you're on one side or the other, you're labeled. And so the one side of the party is going to label you as a total idiot, and the other party, the other side of the party is going to label you as a total idiot. So, and it's radical right now. If you go to X and to Facebook, the social media, the news media, it's right now, it's just an all-out campaign to persuade people to vote one way versus the other. So it's just total tarnishing of each candidate, and for those that support the candidates, and it's because you're labeled if you, and what's incredible is, if you're conservative, in so many ways, you're labeled as a religious, white person. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm just speaking off the tip of my tongue. But it seems like if you were to say, look at somebody and say, okay, who's a conservative person? They're going to probably say, well, look at this guy on Ice Age TV. That guy's probably a conservative guy. The guy's into all these cars and motorcycles. He's into guns. He's into freedoms. He's into religion. Blah. He's into family. Blah, 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 blah. And he's probably a Trumpster. He's probably brainwashed. Blah, 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 blah. He's a MAGA guy probably. That's what people will do. They'll label you as being that type of person. And then versus if you say, well, you're a Democratic personality, and then I think a person will say, well, this person's more, on the side of favoring a lot of things that I don't think are right. Favoring more government, favoring more of a lawless society, favoring more illegal immigration to a degree, not totally, to a degree. I'm sure many liberal people don't like the illegal immigration, but they're probably more open arms that let's let more illegals come here, let's try to work it out. And also, then it goes to the women's rights. And so it's a whole different way, two different opposite views, but you're labeled if you raise your hand and say you're this or that, or maybe you're independent. And I think the independents men kind of fall into like the Bernie Sanders type of personality of wanting more of the government to give more handouts, the socialism. You'd be amazed how many younger people I have talked to and say socialism, they have no clue what you're talking about. I mean, the next time you're out and about with family, like Roger Fisher, who is 71 years old, if I believe, he's got all his family in, and he's finally responded to get his $20 gift for finding the $20 bill in the Honda Africa Twin that I hid the money last week in the Honda Africa Twin tank bag over there. He did find that on his own. But he's just commenting. The reason I respond to you is because all my family, my kids and grandkids are all in town. And we're just having a blast, and he's just having a really good time. And so back to the once again, you go to the family, and then you look at where we are in society, and then you're labeled. You're labeled if you look a certain way. And isn't that something? How more than ever the society, with all the knowledge, all the information, all different personalities, and you'll be labeled because you look a certain way. And it still goes on today, which that turns into what people say is racism. Then that turns into the DEI. And that's where people, even Elon Musk. So look at Elon Musk. I've kind of stopped talking about Elon Musk. If you really watch my channel, I talked about Elon Musk 24/7 just about every day of my channel. And I really just have stopped talking about him. I really haven't been reading about him as much anymore. But I think to myself, look at Elon Musk and how he was so labeled back, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. He was a total EV guy, total electric guy, total guy that, had a lot of support from him, and probably more support on the liberal side than the conservative side for his policies and his views and ideas. He even voted for Joe Biden. But now that he's bought X, he bought Twitter, and he bought X, and now that he's exposing himself, it's a known fact that the liberal base has abandoned him. And that's what people believe, that his car sales for Tesla, the label product, is losing its brand recognition and label because so many of the followers that believe in all the green agenda don't like Elon Musk anymore, because they now see that he isn't really the green agenda activist that so many thought he was. He's not really the liberal-minded activist that so many thought he was. So for Elon Musk, he's now labeled as borderline a Trumpster. In so many ways, I think Elon Musk is really, in some ways, in some people's views and eyes, is he's turned into Donald Trump in so many ways. Because he mouths off and he says things. And he's gotten himself into trouble, and deep trouble, of making some pretty broad and from pretty strong comments. I'm sure people know and understand all about that. So for Elon Musk, the label of his brand is changing. And now for the Cybertruck, for all these things you're hearing about the Cybertruck, that truck is just ugly as hell. It really is. Now, for the record, if I could have gotten one, would I have gotten one? Of course I would have gotten one. You know why? Because it would just be publicity for my channel. It would just bring in that many more people to look at my channel to help grow my channel. Now, would I really be the Cybertruck guy that think this is really the right thing, the right truck? Would I rather have this truck or the Cybertruck? I'll have that truck all day long, or that Cybertruck. Sorry. I mean, that's a truck. It's a truck. And that's the thing. We're labeled as truck guys. I mean, come on. Either you are really a truck nut, and we've counted many times on our property which wins the label. Is it the cars or the trucks? And if you walk around, you're going to see I've got 1 truck, 2 truck, 3 trucks, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't even count that. 9, 10, 11 trucks. I think I counted about right. 11 trucks. On the car side, I've got a Mustang over there, 2 cars. I've got a Scat Pack, 3 cars, 4, 5, 6. So I got 6. So it's close to, 2 to 1 on me, because that was my love. Now SUVs, I'm not going to call it a car. Oh, there's another truck back there. So I was just saying that. What's back there? Oh, yeah. So I have 12 trucks. We've got the Raptor truck back here. Even for me, can't keep track of what I have. Yeah. So you can probably come by and steal things, and probably a few days later be like, oh, wow, the Raptor truck disappeared. Oh, what a shame. Good, let the insurance pay for it. Hey, one less obligation for me. You hear me on that one, right? So for many people, for the most part, they would label me as a truck nut guy, which they're right. I am a truck nut guy. All right, that's it. I got to go to work. I got a busy day. Plenty of things to do. And who will I meet today out in my travels? And what's pretty cool is yesterday, I went to Becky's RV, before I wrap it up here, just to share with you. I went to Becky's RV to figure out what I have to do to accommodate this living in this vehicle, in this camper for the winter months. And so I figured that all out. But a guy, Jordan, that works at the camper place, he saw me pull up in the Bison, and he instantly loved that truck. And he's asking all these questions about it. Younger gentleman, really nice guy, big guy, athletic guy, definitely played sports. And anyway, so we're talking, and he's like, you got any other trucks like this? And I started saying, yeah. He's like, any for sale? I said, well, things are always for sale. You won't like the price, but yeah, sure. So he subscribed to my channel. I showed him my YouTube channel. This is just me going to Becky's RV yesterday. And so yesterday, between Darren and Jordan, I picked up 2 new subscribers just being out and about. I mean, it was not even planned. It's just, if anybody out there, as I say all the time, if you want to help share the channel, just reach out to icehtvcomments@gmail.com, and I'll send you a sticker. And then if we do I do another, hide the money and can you find it? That's possible. We may do that this week. We'll see. I'll just kind of stay tuned to my channel. And then I really wish I could figure out how to make something with the Ice Age brand and be something that would excite people to want to buy and also help grow my channel. One thing I thought about was a knife. I just love knives. And I thought, wow, could I design a special, unique Ice Age TV knife that people would be intrigued to want and buy? But then at the same time, I mean, I get it. Knives can get very expensive. But I'm just thinking out loud. Just something to help brand my channel and help it grow and hopefully others feel like they get rewarded for participating in the channel. And maybe give like a free knife giveaway. Who knows? I don't know. I think I should get some hats. I think hats would be a good idea, but it's getting the logo, the label of Ice Age TV that I would feel would be a cool logo that somebody would be like, yeah, I want that hat because it's a really cool looking hat and logo, and I like that. So I need to work on that. But that's it. I'm going to say goodbye, and more adventures shall come. And I think my work is showing up. So God bless and have a great day.